Some rappers fight for success, some rappers fight the system. Digga D has spent most of his career fighting both at the same time, and despite everything, restrictions, surveillance, prison sentences, he still might have the most potential out of his entire generation. The only question left is, can he stay out of jail long enough to reach it? Let's rewind to the beginning. 2017, West London. Drill music is exploding across the UK, and Digga D rises as a standout member of 1011, later known as CGM. The energy feels different immediately. Clear delivery, sharp timing, natural confidence on beat. Even early on, you could hear something special. He wasn't just making drill music, he was performing it.
Verbal abuse is long, I stopped that, back up the mash and drop that.
Then comes the moment that rewrites the story, 2018. Digga D becomes one of the first rappers in the UK to receive a Criminal Behaviour Order, a CBO.
Today, a judge banned 5 young drill artists from performing or uploading songs that incite violence. They call themselves 1011 after their West London postcode. The ruling is significant, thought to be the first time a CBO, a modern-day ASBO, has been used to censor art.
And these restrictions are serious. He must notify police within 24 hours of releasing new music. He cannot mention real-life people or incidents in lyrics. He cannot reference certain London postcodes. Authorities monitor his creative output because drill music is being linked to violence. Think about that. A rapper effectively needing police awareness around his music releases. This had never really happened at this level before. But instead of slowing him down, it makes him a better artist, because when you can't speak directly, you learn to speak intelligently. Digga D becomes more creative, more coded, more strategic with language. He learns how to imply without incriminating himself. And ironically, the restrictions sharpen his artistry. Pressure creates precision. Then comes 2019, the real turning point. Before the mixtape drops, Digga releases No Diet. And I'll be honest, the moment I heard No Diet, I already knew Double Tap Diaries was going to be a serious tape. I knew Digga was going to be a star. The confidence, the delivery, the visuals. It wasn't just drill anymore. It sounded like an artist stepping into his moment. No Diet explodes nationwide, pushing drill further into the mainstream conversation. Then arrives Double Tap Diaries, his debut commercial mixtape. It becomes the highest charting drill project at the time, reaching number 11 on the UK albums chart. And the craziest part, Digga is still in jail while the project climbs the charts. Restricted, incarcerated, still winning. That's when people realise Digga D isn't just part of drill culture, he's becoming one of its defining figures.
Well, I could buy 2 dwellers if I shot my next verse. Shoot his chest after, but I'd rather hit his head first.
Now it's 2021, Digga D release is made in the Pyrex, and this project lands right in the middle of the COVID lockdown period when the world is shut down and audiences are consuming more music than ever.
Hey, what's coming out? Made in the Pyrex mixtape, dropping a track list next week. You know, I'm just with the boy them right now. Ain't nothing changed. We're still getting stopped. Hey,
Yeah.
big Pyrex.
Digga isn't just dropping another drill project, he's doing it while still under a criminal behaviour order. Every lyric monitored, every release scrutinised. Yet despite those restrictions, the project lands with serious impact. Made in the Pyrex debuts at number 3 on the UK albums chart, becoming the highest charting independent UK drill project at the time of its release. The project blends aggressive drill energy with clever coded writing, the kind of lyricism Digga had to develop in order to avoid breaching his CBO. And for that moment in time, many people would argue Digga D becomes the king of drill that year, untouchable. But success doesn't remove the obstacles around him, because Digga's legal situation has already interrupted his momentum earlier in his career. Periods in custody had given his rivals a natural advantage. While Digga is dealing with restrictions and jail time, other artists are building relationships, making industry connections, and collaborating freely. And that begins to affect one key part of Digga's career: features. The only standout feature on Made in the Pyrex was AJ Tracey. Because once the scene starts picking sides, collaborations become limited. Even with all that pressure around him, Made in the Pyrex still proves Digga D can dominate the genre.
Do you think that's just a sense of where, because Digga's even said this himself, because he has famous ops that are very successful, people are definitely picking sides.
100%.
Well, you have to.
The UK picks sides anyway.
Then comes 2022, COVID restrictions are finally lifting, the industry starts moving again, shows return, tours resume, the scene feels alive again, and Digga D releases Noughty By Nature. By this point, the audience is already locked in. The momentum from Made in the Pyrex had carried through the pandemic, and Digga understood exactly when to strike again. The project blends drill with a more melodic, playful energy, showing a different side of Digga's artistry. By this point, Digga is seasoned. The confidence is undeniable. You can hear it in the delivery, and you can see it in the way he carries himself. But Digga also understands the reality of the scene. Back home, his options for features are limited. The politics of the UK industry are real, so he decides to change the playing field. Digga takes the sound overseas. Linking up with B-Love, Moneybagg Yo and Hot Boy, he begins building connections in the United States. And suddenly the story isn't just about UK drill anymore. It's about a London artist expanding his reach, taking drill into global spaces, and the audience responds immediately. Noughty By Nature debuts at #1 on the UK albums chart. The project launches a sold-out Noughty By Nature tour, proving the demand goes far beyond streaming numbers. Fans across the country show up in huge numbers. Although the London show is eventually cancelled due to circumstances beyond the organisers' control, the tour itself shows just how strong Digga's audience has become. By now, he's no longer just a controversial drill rapper. He's one of the biggest rap artists in the UK.
Who is the greatest UK rapper of all time?
Digga D, Digga D.
Digga D.
But how can you not have Digga in your top 5? Like, lyrically, I feel like he's spinning US artists.
Yeah.
The tape that we've listened to right now is banging, so how can you not have him in your top 5? Out of West London, I feel like he's #1.
Digga D is a top 10 UK artist of all time. I'm not trolling today. I mean what I say and I say what I mean, I promise. I'm not here to do the rage bait thing today, I promise. Digga D is a top 10 UK artist of all time.
Who is the greatest UK music artist of all time?
I'm not gonna lie, my answer is Digga D, but I would go with Nines, but I'm sticking to Digga D.
A lot of OG Joe fans are going to disagree with me, but I personally think Digga D is the best UK drill rapper of all time.
2022 turns out to be a huge year for Digga D. After years of restrictions, setbacks and interruptions, he starts making moves that show he's thinking beyond just being a drill rapper. He launches his own record label, Black Money Records. That move alone is significant because it shows Digga isn't just thinking like a rapper anymore. He's thinking like an owner, a businessman building control over his music and protecting himself from the kind of exploitation many artists face early in their careers. Soon after, he releases the single Stay Inside, then follows it with Chief Reese Freestyle, sampling Chief Keef's Faneto, a nod to one of the pioneers who helped shape drill in the first place. Both them songs are released under Black Money Records. But I noticed recently that Digga has deleted both these songs from his YouTube. I wonder why. Then comes 2023, Digga releases Back to Square One, the first full-length project under Black Money Records. And this project really shows growth, because this is where Digga proves he isn't just a drill rapper anymore. He's becoming one of the most complete rappers in the UK scene. You can hear that evolution in songs like Energy, which honestly is one of my favourite Digga D songs ever. Because when you think about it, watching him go from a young drill artist to making records like that really shows how far he's come. The music becomes more reflective. Digga shows you can't just limit him to drill music, he was willing to take the risk. And the audience responds. Back to Square One debuts at #6 on the UK albums chart. At this point, Digga is operating on multiple levels: artist, entrepreneur, and a serious industry figure.
Hickory dickory.
What?
Love out loud, you're killing me, killing me.
Then comes one of the most symbolic moments of his career. Digga D becomes the youngest rapper ever to headline the Royal Albert Hall. And that achievement deserves context. The Royal Albert Hall isn't just another venue, it's one of the most historic stages in British music. a place where orchestras perform, where legendary acts cement their legacy, a venue normally associated with legacy performers, not drill artists, and Digga does it at just 23 years old, the youngest artist to ever headline the iconic Royal Albert Hall. For a genre that was once treated as controversial and unwanted, that moment feels symbolic. Drill music has reached the establishment, and Digga D is standing right at the centre of it. But just as it looks like Digga might finally be settling into stability, the momentum gets interrupted again. In October 2023, Digga is stopped after driving an uninsured Lamborghini through Piccadilly. Then things escalate. In February 2024, Digga is arrested during an Instagram live broadcast at his home in Lincoln. Armed police officers carry out the arrest while viewers watch in real time.
I'm coming, why are you not doing that? Yes, I heard you. Come to the front door with your hands on top of your head.
Okay. Clips spread quickly across the internet. Fans are left wondering what just happened. He is remanded in custody. Later, appearing via video link from HMP Wormwood Scrubs, Digga pleads guilty to cannabis offences. Then comes the biggest setback, January 31st, 2025. Digga D is sentenced to 3 years and 11 months in prison for supplying cannabis. Another pause, another reset. And this is where the frustration really begins, because purely on ability, Digga D might be the most naturally gifted rapper of his generation. Even the New York Times began covering him. He wasn't just a UK drill artist anymore, he became a global conversation. And what makes it even more impressive, he achieved a lot of this without industry friends, no big rap alliances. In fact, at times it even felt like the industry had picked sides against him. And despite that, despite jail interruptions, restrictions and limited collaborations, he still managed to build a career most artists would dream of. Which is why, personally, I find it frustrating watching him keep ending up back in jail, because the talent is obvious and it feels like we're watching someone waste a generational gift. But potential alone doesn't build legacy. Consistency does, and consistency requires freedom. Yet every time Digga returns, the audience returns with him. The excitement never disappears, because when he focuses purely on music, he looks like a superstar waiting for uninterrupted momentum. So the real question becomes this: is Digga D a cautionary tale, or a generational talent still waiting for his uninterrupted run? Because if he stays free, if he channels that creativity fully, there may not be a ceiling for him at all.
Freedom Street! Freedom Street! Oh God!
Digga D is released in early October 2025 after serving half his sentence, having already spent around a year on remand. And this time, he looks different, more mature, more focused. Every move feels calculated. Some people even say that being in jail may have saved his life, pulling him away from situations that could have ended much worse. And since coming home, Digga has done what he's always done best. He's let the music speak. First comes DPMO, which quickly climbs to nearly 2 million views on YouTube. Then he follows up with Nonchalant, sitting comfortably at around 2.1 million views. After that comes Lugavel's, a tribute to his late friend. And he keeps the momentum going with Point to Prove and Let Them Know. And remember, every one of these releases comes through his own label, Black Money Records. No middlemen, no waiting on industry approval, just Digga controlling his own output. Right now he's putting serious pressure on the scene again. And this time it feels different, more disciplined, more focused. Personally, I think this time he stays out of trouble. And if he does, Digga D might finally get the uninterrupted run his talent deserves. I have big expectations this year for Digga. UK Music Watch, keeping an eye on the culture.